Purnamada Purnamidam
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnamevavashishyate
Purnameva Vashishyate
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we've seen the meaning of this wonderful, and really it's a wonderful verse. That is whole, this is whole, from the whole has come. From the whole you remove the whole, nothing but the whole remains. You know, people teach these children with the Betty, Betty, Butty, something, butter, butter, butter. You know, how nice to teach this, isn't it? They will enjoy learning it also, and as they grow up, who knows what wonders they will find. I told you I'll tell you some very nice incidents in Siddhabadi also, that when I first came here, that time there were no walls. No? It's like the whole valley was hillock and valley was ours. There were not that much population, few villagers there, even the road, no traffic, no cars, nothing, none of these picnic people there. So we used to go and lie down on the road, etc. So we kind of got used to, and late night meant, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So we would go, youngsters and all, we used to just go, and sometimes on the street, sometimes down there you see the people tree, sing there. But slowly people started coming, so the wall started coming up, and then Gurudev told us also that, that stay indoors. Now, we got so used to going outside and meditating, singing bhajans and all that, because it is all around us, and to confine youngsters is not really easy. We were all 20, 21-year-old, and we used to go down, and Gurudev used to hear us in the valley singing, and next day he would say, now come and sing. Now, this was one trip where we were so used to it, and the walls had come up, Sometimes I used to go alone also into the forest to meditate. And then, if they closed the gates, the only way to come into the ashram was one small rickety gate which is just behind Gurudev's kutia. It's not there now, so don't get ideas. And it's not gate, it was you had to climb over the gate. Now, slowly, we got to learn about these secret passages, etc. So once I had gone alone, I didn't know how long it was. All the gates were closed. And Gurudev then had told us nowadays, now don't go out, Means don't go out as a group, etc. And I would be back by 10 o'clock normally. I don't know what time it was, because when you meditate, you transcend time. Now, you don't give that excuse, but I did transcend time. I don't know what time it was. And I came, the ashram, everybody was asleep. I somehow got out from that gate. And as I walked, suddenly I heard a sound, and Gurudev, so even when he's lying in his room, suddenly you'll hear him chanting Om in the middle of the night. Now I got a little bit, panicky, so I kind of ran behind his kutia, and suddenly, as though slimy hands had got my neck, and I fell down, And I fell down. And Gurudev used to tell us, he said, this is a land of siddhas, but there are ghosts also here, Sometimes to tease us not to go. He used to see us always sitting under the peepal tree, creating songs for him. He could hear us and all that. So he used to sometimes tease us. He said, sitting under the peepal tree, there are ghosts sometimes there. So he used to tease us. Now suddenly he had told us about the ghost also. But I just thought that there must be somebody who suddenly caught me or something like that. I was a little bit terrified. Maybe suddenly Guruji appeared from somewhere. Swami Tejomayananda, he used to give me more. Gurudev was really actually quite accepting, but Guruji could be very strict, no? So suddenly he came from somewhere and I just fell down and I saw it wasn't a short person. It was a really tall person. And as I looked up, it was even taller than what I expected, and hands spread out. So I couldn't even talk. It's behind Gurudev's kutia, right? So who's this tall person? And it was taller than Gurudev, so I knew it was not Gurudev. If it was Gurudev, I would not be frightened at all. So I just said, who's there? Who's there? Almost whispering, but also, who's there? Who's there? No answer. And looked at it's going to just come over me. Then I thought, who can be so tall? So I picked up some stone. I hit, just passed through that person. And I have seen ghosts. Don't think I'm joking. I have seen ghosts. As a child, we threw stones and it had passed through. Now I was sure it is a ghost. I was so sure it's a ghost. I don't know what to do. I just learnt Hanuman Chalisa at that time. And the only words I could remember is Bhoot Pisach Nikat Nahi Aave, Mahavir Jab Naam Sunave, Bhoot Pisach. That only was coming to my mind all the time. And I'm chanting also, Bhoot Pisach. I can't be loud also. It's very close to Gurudev's window. But at that time I wished also Gurudev would come out, but I didn't want to disturb him. And would he even go with? Then I said, this Hanuman Chalis also doesn't work. People say so. I was new, so it doesn't work. I was so terrified. And suddenly, another hand got me from behind. Not one, two ghosts. They come with an accomplice, So I suddenly screamed, I suddenly screamed. And as I look back, I'm seeing somebody in white. And typical Indian ghosts. They come in white. And generally they are females. But this was another tall, and I just turned around, Who was there? And this person just held me and he said, calm down, in his broken English. Suddenly I realized he was one of the brahmacharis. And, in his broken English, calm down. Shh, 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 shh. So I said, ghost. So he says, no ghost. I said, but ghost? No. No ghost. Post. I'm seeing a ghost. He's telling me it is a post. But I'm saying, I saw the stone go through him. I felt the slimy hands. So I'm telling no ghost. He says, no, post. I'm saying, how can a ghost be a post? He says, post only, no ghost. So I said, I'm seeing a ghost. He said that ghost is a post only. Now how can ghost be a post and a post be a ghost? And he's telling me, no, post. Only post. So I said, what only post? There is ghost. Then he says, no. That which you see as ghost is a post. But how can a ghost be a post? Because you see as a ghost, but it is actually a post. But how can a ghost be there on the post? Because the ghost has appeared on the post only. Now you look at the post. See, it's not moving. No. Now come, let us touch it. No. But then he made me touch, and was it was some structure, engineers were there, so they had put one, metal pipe, and there some dirty clothes were hanging from there, so it looked like a, yeah. But I said, but I saw a ghost. He says that has always been a post. What you saw also, what you experienced also was a post only. But I saw it as a ghost. So, postam adaha, idam ghostam api postam. How can the post be a ghost? Because postat. How can ghostam come from that? Yeah. What you saw as ghost, because from the post only a post can come, not a ghost. But postat ghostam udachyate. And now suddenly where the ghost went? Postasya ghostam adaya. Or ghostat postam adaya. Postam eva avashishyate. Understood? Understood? Yeah. What the teacher is trying to say, there is only one Purna Tattva. Yeah. Whatever you see as this creation can come only from that one infinite cause. That which is infinite is unconditioned by time and therefore cannot go through any modification or change. So we come to a quandary. Other than the infinite, there can be no cause of this world. And world can't be without a cause. World cannot be without a cause. And the cause which is infinite cannot be a cause also. Why? Because for any creation to take place, there has to be some modification, some change, some transformation. And the infinite, no transformation can take place. Therefore, in the infinite, other than the infinite, there can be no creation. Now, understood? We say it's infinite. And then we condition by saying that this cannot be in it. Then it is not unconditioned. And therefore, in the infinite, there is infinite possibilities. Yeah? There is nothing impossible. And that impossible is made possible by not undergoing any change, but the creation is only a superimposition, an imagination, just as the post never became the ghost. Sometimes suddenly, if you see movies, there's a post and suddenly it becomes Narsimha Avatar. Yeah? It is not that the post ever became the ghost, but I imagined the ghost in place of the post. By not knowing the post, I can imagine a ghost. I imagined a very tall, giant person. Yeah? It leaves to my imagination. And therefore, the great rishis came to the understanding that this whole universe, the multiple galaxies, etc., are that one truth only, appearing as the many. And therefore, when you negate the illusion, the appearance, by asserting and knowing the substratum, the adhishtan, the source of it, then it was always Purna. And all this that we see in this world as different names and forms are superimposed, are projected on the same Purna. Therefore, even while you do not seem to see it, it still remains Purna only, because the illusion has got no existence of its own. The substratum ever remains as Purna only. The post was as it is. It didn't become the ghost, nor those slime stuck on the post. And when we negated the ghost vision in the knowledge of the post, nothing from, because if it was a part of it, if ghost was a part of the post, then something of the post would have been destroyed or eliminated. So this is to point out to us that the one eternal truth, reality, call it in simple words, God, that one eternal reality was, and even as you see the world of plurality, it has not undergone any change. And when with knowledge we shift our attention from the names and forms to the substratum, from the bangle, from the chain to the gold, we realize it was always gold. Gold was always there. Not that gold was produced or it again changed, the ghost again changed into the post. It was always there. Therefore, that and this, these are only superimpositions out of our ignorance. And when we come to know the substratum, Purnasya Purnam Adhaya, both meaning is that, no? One who accepts that Purnam, comes to know that Purnam in this ever-changing world, or by negating, or shifting our attention from this ever-changing world to the substratum, both meaning are valid in that word, Adhaya. Purnam eva avashishyate. That the truth alone remains. Therefore, the truth has to be known. Now, this particular verse gives us the complete idea of what Vedanta is and what is the principle of Vedanta and how the truth is known. Purnasya Purnam Adhaya. Now, to explain all this is this Upanishad. And it starts with the word Ishavasya, and that's why it is called as Ishavasya Upanishad. Now, in every Upanishad, there seems to be a student who has observed life and in whom there is an inquiry. Now, most people, whether they live life and experience all the sorrows, pain, every joy followed by sorrow, and until and unless some tragedy hits them, they don't inquire. Even a person like Arjuna, who was so knowledgeable, but suddenly taken aback by a very daunting situation, very difficult situation, began to inquire that what am I doing? What should I do all this for? No? Am I going to gain that fulfillment? What have I been seeking? Kingdom came once, kingdom went again, kingdom came again, and now I'm fighting for that kingdom. So that's why I said, parallels through infinity. In the Gita also, we find how does a person become a seeker and a seeker becomes a disciple. And that whole process is seen beautifully in Arjuna, who's not a failure, who's not a person who's completely ignorant of life, but in the life's ups and downs, we are so involved in solving our problems or enjoying our success. Is it not? Till some life situation makes us start thinking. It could be an incident, it could be an inspirational talk. It makes us start thinking, what is it that I am seeking? And what am I doing to gain what I truly want? Whether the inquiry is that everything is changing, and in this ever-changing world of uncertainty, where can there be any permanent happiness? And in the finite and the limited, how can there be total fulfillment? And all that we experience or we know is this world through which we derive our joys. We look out for our fulfillment, our completeness. But when we start inquiring, and such inquiry comes out of again Bhagwan's great blessing. Bhagavad Kripa only is required that such an inquiry begins in us. Because we get so involved with the world, either we are blaming the world, either we are criticizing the world, either we are miserable in the world. But that's all that we know is the world of change, the world of objects, the world of finitude, the world of limitedness, apurnata. That is all that we see. And yet we hope for completeness in the so-called incomplete. We hope for permanence in the impermanent. And therefore, one who starts inquiring, there can be a sheer sense of despair that in this finite world, can I get any fulfillment and completeness? In this impermanent world, can I get something which is permanent, like permanent love, permanent happiness? Can I get that? And such a student comes up to the teacher and says that this complete srishti, this whole creation, this whole world of my experience, this whole srishti is full of change, full of finitude, and obviously what we see is wars, conflicts, whether in two countries, whether in one country. Yeah, wait now, elections going on. Yeah, and then what in one country, in one family also. Yeah. Can we be free of all these conflicts? Can we be at peace in this world? Or is this world peace ever possible? Everybody goes for world peace, world peace. Do you think it is possible? And another question comes, If God created this world, then why is the world such a mess? Which implies God is a mess. Yeah? Whatever may be the inquiry, but it seems here is a student. In Kenopanishad, the student is asking, how do my senses operate? So the inquiry is into the self. Here it seems the student is asking about the Jagat, the Srishti. That can there be any Purnata? Can there be any fulfillment? Is there or is there not something infinite? What is the cause of this universe? Yeah. There must be a cause. Is it a changing cause? So many questions can arrive in the student. So the student probably approaches this teacher and asks the teacher that what is this Srishti? Yeah. Maybe frustrated, maybe disappointed. Yeah. But the teacher replies that there's nothing wrong with the Srishti. What is wrong is our drishti. Nothing wrong with the world or God who created the world. Something is wrong in our knowledge, in our vision. And because of our ignorance, do we see such a world of plurality, which we either desire or we remain insecure and afraid in. No? Therefore, bhava, bhaya, roga, this disease of constant stress, anxieties, worries, which are all forms of bhaya or fear. We always remain in this fear. There are moments of joy where we forget all this. But you can say, we say, the hard reality hits you. That's not reality, no? Yeah. That really, finally, in this world, we are only miserable. That's why Buddha said, Sarvam Dukkham Dukkham. Guru Nanak Sahib said, Nanak Dukhya Sab Sansar. No? The teacher says, that we have to change our drishti. We have to change our vision. We have to change our thinking. And what is that change that the teacher points out? The very first mantra itself, really speaking, is a library of philosophy itself. No? Just the first mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.